Hey guys, cool blown back. I'm Rick.
I'm Maggie.
We're here with Ghost in the Shelf Standalone Complex, which is the penultimate episode, although there's also a movie, but I don't know if the movie follows the same storyline or if it's something else entirely.
It's episode 25.
It is indeed. There might be Nuke-Ya-Ler War brought about by the Americans, but asked for by the Japanese. Or the Japanese.
It's a really shitty situation.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if we can stop it. Hopefully the chief and his team can get to the prime minister and she can make a declaration that ceases at least what the Americans are doing. I'm not sure what good Major getting to Cusey is going to do. He did relink back up with everyone. So I guess...
Maybe she can contact him again?
Yeah, it's basically like a free broadcasting service for her, right?
Yeah.
To the cause. So maybe she can quiet things down on this side, but how do we quiet things down on the other side?
Yeah. It just doesn't seem like a good time.
Indeed.
Maybe our best cyber hacker dude, Ishikawa, will end up being the linchpin, the secret card,
Could be.
the Joker in the deck or something. Whatever the sayings are.
Could be. Could be the Tachikomas.
Yeah.
Let's find out. Well...
I keep thinking they couldn't get closer to setting off a nuke without actually just setting off a nuke. But we're just approaching the point of singularity.
The Tachikomas were trying to hack in. I have faith in the Tachikomas. But we had a big twist this time in Cusey's plan. He's basically trying to put everyone in the Matrix. Right?
Yeah, it sounds like it. He's going to drag them all into the Matrix. And Major's going to help. It sound like?
Sounds that way. Seems that way, yeah. Like, you can't evacuate them. So, like, if it gets nuked, they're all dead. So it's like, either they die or you upload their consciousness to the net. And maybe they are preserved and, like, can be brought back out. Or they just survive there.
I guess it depends on how much curiosity they have. Because that's all that brought Major back, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
And Major's like the only person that has really done that before, right?
But, like, I wonder what that means.
I mean...
Do they live in a portion of the net and everyone continues to use it as it is? Or do they take over the net and, like, there is no more net for other people?
Oh. So it kind of like becomes an alternate reality within a reality.
I mean, I feel like it would, like if they were in it and had any sort of control over it, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, would they have trade relations to this side? You know, like.
Yeah. Would they have
how would that work?
Would there be need of trade? Like.
Well, they would need the net to continue, and I think the net can only continue because of hardware on this side.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But, like, what do the people that have crossed over, what would they want? Like, would they, like, that sort of experience, and they might even totally lose their individuality.
Possible, yeah.
Would it just...
I mean, if they do that, then I feel like it creates a new life form, right? Where, like, all this sort of hive mind coalesces into a new entity that exists virtually.
Like the greatest martyr that's ever lived, sort of thing. Like,
well, I mean, it's what...
Cusey wants to turn them into, like, a semi-guiding force for the rest of time.
I mean, it's kind of the opposite of the individual 11, right? Where it will just be a coalesced... I mean, it's what Cusey is now, right? Where he's just an agent of the desires of many.
Yeah.
It's just sort of the ultimate form of that, I guess. It's inseparable.
And become Legion.
I suppose so.
But how does that figure into Goda's plan? Goda's plan is just to get rid of him, right? He doesn't know. He can't know, right?
I don't
That they
think
plan
he
to
does.
become in
No.
the Matrix.
I don't think this is part of his plan.
It just worried me when the Major like kind of agreed so quickly because like we have discussed whether or not she's like influenced.
Sure. I can't imagine that nuke launch because one, we had the Prime Minister. Like we're getting her into contact with the Americans, and two, we had the Tachikomas working on like back channels to be able to hack it. But the Tachikomas seemed surprised, maybe. I mean, they didn't really say anything. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Yeah, it looked like even if the missile hasn't launched yet, it looked like it was just about to.
Sure. I feel like it will be stopped. But I don't know if Qzay's plan will be stopped or not. I mean, if the nuke is stopped, then Qzay's plan doesn't have to go through. It's just if they want to do that. But
they would have to transfer their consciousnesses into the net before the bomb struck.
Yeah. But like he could have done that at any point, right? Or I mean, they could have chosen to do that at any point. Like there wasn't a timetable.
Yeah.
It's just now they have to choose either no existence or this existence. So it like speeds Qzay's plans, I guess.
I guess so. But I don't think this was his final... Was this his final success?
I don't know. I mean, he said like part of the new superstructure.
Yeah.
It's like that.
It seems like he's been putting this has been in his head for a while.
Yeah, I think so. I think he just maybe imagined a more gradual evolution, but I mean, maybe like Bato and Goda were talking about, like maybe this was his end goal and he was really the one in charge the whole time. I don't know.
I feel like I've just gotten more and more questions every single episode.
Well, I feel like, yeah, like this whole season is interesting, but the really interesting idea of a society inside of virtual reality, like, we're not going to be able to explore that if it happens in one episode. But maybe we explore it in the movie?
Maybe. Like, then people that would be able to cross over and then still come back and be themselves. Like, would that even be possible once there is, like, that flood of entities on the other side? Or would you just immediately get swallowed up? Like when the Major went over there, it's one thing if it's just the Major.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean,
as long as she just didn't spread apart, she stayed together.
Qzay has stayed together despite being connected to these millions of people.
But he's also pressed down his individuality to the point where his wants and desires don't really figure into the courses of action.
True. But the revelation of who the Major is might bring that back.
That might... Maybe that's what the final thing that kind of lets the Major bring them all back out, because everybody's following Qzay.
Yeah.
And what if Qzay follows her and she knows how to get out?
Could be.
Like that sounds like a very good way of, like, you know, making someone curious.
Yeah.
Yo, do you remember you met me when you were a kid? Something like that.
I don't know. But we gotta wrap it up one way or another.
And Batu has got to run freaking fast.
He does. I'm glad his character background was able to improve his diplomacy check so that he could convince Section 4 that he was on the level.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
That's pretty great.
Can't say he's not brave.
Sure enough. Willing to risk it all. See if it pays off. Thank you guys for watching our reaction to Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. We're almost at the end, so make sure you're subscribing so that you can see us react to how it all pans out, including the movie as well. And if you just can't wait, you can check those out now over at patreon.com/blindwave. Thanks, guys. See you later.
See you later.